Hello everyone and welcome back. I am as always Inquisitor Ara and this is how to roleplay in World of Warcraft, and today, after such a long wait, we are finally taking a look at the Demon Hunter. Please note that these are just the generally accepted guidelines to socially acceptable and lore-friendly roleplay in World of Warcraft. There is a niche for every type and style of roleplay out there, and what I am telling you here are the generally accepted guidelines that will not get you ridiculed, laughed at, picked on, ignored, or shunned. The Illidari, the elite forces of demon hunters, trained by Illidan Stormrage himself while he occupied the Black Temple, who were sent to the demon world of Mardoom to retrieve a powerful artifact that could allow them to assault the Legion wherever they might be. Much like their master, the demon hunters have bound themselves to powerful demons of the Burning Legion and blinded themselves to gain the spectral sight that enables them to see the flows of magic and sense their prey. A class that is currently restricted only to those with elven blood, the Demon Hunters stalk the battlefield using their greatly enhanced strength, speed, and terrifying array of arcane power and demonic abilities to seek out the Legion wherever they may go. Finally, the long-awaited Demon Hunter video, and to start this one off, we are going to go with the obvious of that Demon Hunters, for now, are elves only, and there are reasons for this. There could be several, but two are abundantly clear at this point in time. One is because Illidan himself was a night elf, and he knows that the Kaldari can survive the transformation. The other is because the Blood Elves followed him to Outland. Because they are descended from the Highborn, he gave the last vial of the well water to, and let's face it, they were there. Now, having established that demon hunters are currently elven only, we need to discuss how you became a demon hunter. And for now, the only ways you could have done so was to have either been trained at the Black Temple prior to and during the events of the Burning Crusades, or trained during the events of Warcraft 3. And I will get into some details about that in a minute. Now, unlike a lot of class histories, and especially given that we are on the cusp of a new expansion, the Demon Hunter creation story is pretty much set in stone. The only way you could have learned the techniques, skills, and spells of the Demon Hunter was at the feet of the first Demon Hunter himself. This can be further broken down into the type of elf that you are. Night Elves. You could have been trained either during the events of Warcraft 3. If you remember, Demon Hunters were a Night Elven hero unit, or you followed Illidan to Outland when he was exiled after his failed attempt to destroy Icecrown Glacier and stop Arthas from becoming the Lich King. If you chose the first route, there were not many of you, and you likely left with Illidan or went into hiding. After all, you were universally reviled by your people, and with your distinctive tattoos, ritual blindness, and probably horns, it would have been very hard for you to blend in. As a reminder, this is a path only available to the Night Elves. This part is for both Night Elves and Blood Elves. Blood Elves specifically, you had to have been one of the Cinderai who followed Kael'thas and Illidan through the Dark Portal. Remember, Illidan was in Outland from about 5 years before the start of Vanilla Wild to the end of the Burning Crusade. You had at least a decade to undergo the rituals and the training required to master your power. That being said, you could not have picked this up during the Burning Crusade because you wouldn't have had the time to learn what you needed to. You can't have picked it up recently for the same reason. Plus, Illidan was dead or in prison, as were the rest of the Illidari. Being a demon hunter, a proper demon hunter, takes years of training and preparation. You can't just make this up as you go. Now, I say this, that it takes time to get the training because there are cases of demon hunters, both in training and after having completed training, going mad or dying. Leotheris the Blind was a Cinderai demon hunter who went mad, so was supposedly possessed by a demon, and then imprisoned within Serpent Shrine Cavern, where he was eventually killed. There is also Manathril Darkstar, a Kaldorei demon hunter, who could not contain the power he had absorbed, and it resulted in his rather explosive death. Being a demon hunter is embracing a death wish. You don't expect to survive long term, just long enough to take out the Legion. Now, a recurring theme to the demon hunters is sacrifice. Repeatedly over the course of history, Illidan has been mocked for not sacrificing enough. This is simply just not true. Demon hunters are the physical embodiment of sacrifice, and don't let the demon hunter haters fool you. You have given up a lot to achieve the power to kill demons in droves. You have sacrificed your eyes in order to perceive your prey no matter where they might hide. Your souls in order to consume the powers of demons unfortunate enough to cross paths with you with the ultimate goal of eradicating them as a whole. Your family and friends who are likely dead or now outright distrustful of you. You have sacrificed quite a bit more than many at this point, and most demon hunters understand that there is a very real chance you will be asked to make the ultimate sacrifice and give your life in the defense of Azeroth against the Burning Legion. It is, in fact, an expectation. That being said, you sacrifice a little of your sanity every day just by being you. For the most part, demon hunters deal with two things. The first is that they have to be constantly vigilant against allowing the Val energy that they consume to completely corrupt them. The second is that they are in near constant pain. The changes their bodies have undergone during the process of becoming demon hunters are a consistent source of agony. Both of these things require a will comparable to that of most warlocks, a strength of mind that only those well-versed in the corruptive power of fel magic truly understand. And I don't say this often, but I'm saying it here. All demon hunters, those rolled during Legion at any rate, know Illidan Stormrage. You are the Illidari, and while you trained with other demon hunters, such as Kain Sunfury, inevitably you encountered and interacted with Illidan. Now, I'm not saying you're BFFs, because you're not. But it is more likely than not you've had plenty of interactions with him. You are, after all, his elite Legion hunting warriors. He has a vested interest in your survival and skill, as you are the embodiment of his plans. Now, demon hunters are not numerous, even if there seems to be a ton of you around at this point in time. You having a more than passing acquaintance with other demon hunters, including Illidan, is to be expected. You have spent a lot of the time that you trained in his presence. Demon hunters are absolutely unique in this, in that they can say that they have trained with their well-known legend. And now, I know since the lines between demon hunters and death knights have been drawn quite a few times, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this here. Death knights knew Arthas, and yes, they interacted with him almost constantly, but there was a part of death knights then that was not even under their control. He was their leader, not their trainer, and ultimately they did as they were told. No one else can say that they trained with people of Illidan's status. And yes, while ultimately many people are heroes and have at one point or another interacted with their faction's leaders, no one but the demon hunters can claim such a relatively close relationship with these godlike beings. Your faction leaders know your names and send you into battle, but Illidan knows his Illidari. He has watched the rituals to turn them into demon hunters and understands their motivations. You share a common goal and have trained long and hard to defeat the Legion alongside one another. But make no mistake, there have been demon hunters who have chosen to serve the Legion in return for more power. Fell magic, as I stated in my Warlock video, is highly seductive and extremely addictive, and it is no different for you, despite the pain it also causes. Unlike Warlocks, though, you are the demon instead of commanding the demon. It is much, much more difficult for you to resist it because it is inside you, clawing through your veins and tearing at your soul. The power a Warlock has at his disposal is vastly different from yours, simply because a Warlock's tie to Fel is mostly external, reliant on demons, servants, and spells that draw on Fel energy, while yours is mostly internal, having consumed the essences of demons and bound it to your own. And while some Warlocks might remember a time where they possessed such power as you have, they did not master it like you have. Now that we have gotten through all of that, let's take a look at some role-playing tips for demon hunters. And the big one is that yes, you are tormented, and everybody understands that, but no, you don't have to act like it all the time. Let's face it, the loner RP style just isn't very RP friendly. After all, loners rarely interact with anyone that could potentially be friendly. And while demon hunters are at first pretty universally untrusted, you have to understand that you are a necessary evil. The Horde and the Alliance need you, and if you're going to succeed in defeating the Legion, this means you have to try to get along with people. It is important that you try to be nice. They need you as much as you need them, and you do need them, because you cannot defeat the Legion on your own. Consider how Warlocks are currently treated, and remember that you will be treated similarly. But it is important that you try to be nice to the people in the world. Your job is to hunt demons, yes, but you need their support. And there is no point in being a super edgelord demon hunter if it's just going to ostracize you. And of course, we can't talk demon hunters without talking about some of the notable demon hunters. And the first one, obviously, that is going to be mentioned is Illidan Stormrage, the Betrayer, Lord of Outland, and the very first of your kind. Next is Loramus Philippides, who is resurrected using blood magic in the Blasted Lands and hunted down a demon during the Cataclysm. Then there is Altruis the Sufferer, who accompanied Illidan to Outland, only to later defect from the Illidari. Eventually, he returned, however, to his demon hunter brethren to help lead the assault on Mardoom. Then there is Farinus Sindweller, who cleanses Felwood of demons disguised as druids and illustrates for the player the history of Illidan Stormrage. And finally, Viredis Fellsoul, who once taught you, but has since betrayed the Illidari to serve the Legion. And he has specially crafted pair of warglaives, the twin blades of the Deceiver, that might be of interest to a loyal member of the Illidari. Well, that is going to be it from me for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. I also have a Patreon. The link is in the description box below, as well as up in my channel header art. So if you want to help me improve my video quality, make sure you stop on by and donate. Remember, your donations go directly to things to improve the quality of my videos and may lead to more videos per week. Anyways, guys, thank you again so much for watching. Have a great week, have a great weekend, and I will see you again in Azeroth.